back, y'all. Ladies, gents, whatever you want to be called.
And everything in between.
Anything in between or outside of that. We're not here to judge. Thank you for tuning in this week to the Heavens Demons podcast. I am one of your lovely co-hosts, Arturo.
I'm Adam.
And this is episode 28.
It is.
I don't think I'm never going to not be in question in terms of...
Every time.
I need the reassurance is what I need.
I even if we have an intern, I'm still going to question it.
Yeah.
Like, before the cameras even turn, I'm like, what episode number is this?
28? Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And even
or maybe we do know and we just play the part because we're silly like that.
Because I just like to be goofy.
I'm just goofy. I don't know.
Might just be different. But yeah. This is a little different today. We're recording on different... Normally we record on Tuesdays.
Yeah. I mean, they don't know that. But...
They don't know that, but we're recording on a little different day. We have previous engagements, things going on, but yeah, it just feels a little different being here today.
It's coming in on your day off.
Yeah, it's outside of your normal like routine.
Well, I did suggest like, maybe Monday, but we're also going to be busy tomorrow, so we wouldn't even be able to fit. It'd be too much to do in one day.
Yeah, and Tuesday we're busy. Like when things pile on, you're off. Fuck. All right, we got to move things around.
You have no choice but to kind of see, like, I wouldn't say delegate's probably the wrong word, but kind of see like, okay, I could do this day and this day. Yeah. I can move this up, push that back,
just pivot, move. Okay, I got to do it this day. Perfect.
If this backs that thing up, then I have to push up on it over here.
That's one way to say it.
Yeah, people understand.
I'm not gonna say you're wrong. But
it's just being organized, you know.
Hey, we made it 1 week through 2022. How you feel? Has this year been everything you thought it was gonna be?
No, I'll be honest.
It's gotten worse.
I don't know, man. It's hard to tell from 1 week. I mean, how many weeks are in a year? 52, right? So there's 51 more weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Still feels like a scam.
Hey, does it still feel like a simulation to you?
It has for a while now.
That's for like 2 years already.
For 2 years, it's felt like a simulation. Like, I saw somebody tweet that they were, I forgot how old before the pandemic started, and now they're 30. Oh, yeah. Like, dude, it feels forever.
I do feel bad for those people because I did see similar tweets of like, I had controlling parents all through high school. Mm-hmm. I hit college, and guess what? The pandemic happened. I'm about to go through my whole like your roaring 20s. You're supposed to go crazy. Nah, turns out you can't do shit even in that age. And now you're almost.
If you think about it, the roaring 20s, I was during Prohibition, so people were still drinking when they weren't supposed to, and everybody's going out when they're not supposed to. So. Yeah,
I mean, we're not suggesting you do that during a panorama, but
when in Rome,
do as Romans do.
Exactly. No, it's crazy because EJ sent me a DM yesterday about our 10-year reunion this year.
He sent me the same one.
And I almost threw my fucking phone. Like, why would you send me this bullshit?
I saw that, and at first I thought it was like a prank. I was like, what?
It's not. That's how. And it used to be like, I think through back in the day before social media, my mom used to get stuff in the mail.
In the mail, yeah.
Yeah, like, this is your however much year anniversary.
I know for the longest time, and even probably after her, like once Facebook came around, I know Facebook was the main.
It was Facebook stuff, and they started contacting her through Facebook about like, it's your whatever anniversary, and I'm like, they're probably, and then everybody's kind of shifted off Facebook, and they probably do message. DM? Yeah, like, or they just create the profile.
Yeah.
The Instagram profile, and I'm pretty sure they're going to create a Facebook profile for those of them that don't have Instagram.
I think I saw that, that they're going to make a Facebook, which also don't have a Facebook, so how the fuck am I going to... I mean, I guess I could look
But you saw on Instagram.
Yeah, I saw on IG.
They'll probably cover bases.
Yeah, I am confident in our ASB class, because they're always pretty organized.
I don't know who's...
It's Monse behind it. She put her name on it.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I have faith in her. I think she still like works with like the school and stuff. So if anybody,
I saw Steph was the one that reposted it, and then EJ sent it to me.
If anybody's gonna be in charge of doing these big events, let it be people that, guess what, are still kind of doing that. You know?
Yeah, I never thought about that, but it makes sense. Like, at least from every graduating class, there's somebody that comes back from that class that's a teacher. At least one person, maybe two.
Oh, it has to. Yeah, we had quite a few.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few in our class.
At which I 100% saw that the whole time. I remember I'm like,
you can tell
for sure you're gonna be.
Or at least you should be a teacher.
Yes, because if
you don't, you should be.
Because they have like the patience, the passion. And I'm like, I feel like you're a person that should be a teacher.
That's the one thing, is like the patience aspect, because a lot of teachers just didn't have patience.
No, they're doing it for the check, which I get. And
At some point, you become jaded dealing with badass kids.
I feel like this is the case. Yes, especially with kids. I feel like this is the case in a lot of professions. There should be a cap on years.
But like, they all capping.
Like, as a teacher, you should be able to be like, okay, you can be a teacher for like 10 straight years. Then you got to take a year break. And then you can come back for like another 5 years.
But
like,
you're asking our government to fund. But they have, what do they have? Jetpacks. The military has jetpacks, but we don't have proper funding
to go
for
to
our
a fucking from a little boat to a big boat.
To a big boat that's going really fast.
Yeah. Why does the boat just stop? Wouldn't that save us money?
And in times of war, you need to send Iron Man out there, and he needs a dog back.
I mean, I guess.
It didn't even look like he was capable of shooting anything.
No.
Like,
and my whole thing, dude.
They're just fucking off with our money. And I saw one of my friends, I'm not going to name him, but he tweeted one time, like, this was 3 weeks ago. He's like, you guys have no idea how much they're fucking off with your money.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
The grants, like the 730 trillion that they just granted them. He's like, you have no idea how much they're fucking off with your money. And shit that they'll never use.
Oddly enough, I was actually listening to a podcast, not about military spending, but it was about how we're just getting outdriven in terms of like semiconductors and certain technological advances that China, South Korea, Japan, a lot of these countries have. They're not the most richest of countries in terms of like what they have in terms of cash, but it's because they put in all their money into infrastructure like that, so they can make sure that they're leaders in that. And America has nobody, like we don't have any manufacturing of that in America. Just pretty much saying like, oh, we're kind of fucked in these coming years or the coming decades because we're so reliant on those countries. Yeah. And they're saying the main problem is because those governments back the research and investments in those companies as they should, which is what the U.S. used to do before too.
Yeah, when we're making all those advancements.
Yeah,
government funding.
It was actually after the whole NASA thing that they kind of stopped. That they weren't putting as much money into technological advances as much it was military spending. Yeah, which it's like, oh fuck. I mean, hey, we're gonna have a lot of guns though.
We're gonna have a jetpack. What if he gets shot midair?
What I was thinking was, what happens if there's a what if there's a wind? What if there's a light breeze?
Well, that's what the training's for.
Adam, what if there's like 30-mile-an-hour winds, which out there is very possible?
Yeah.
What happens if it starts raining?
You don't need, like, I think about, the first thing I thought of, I don't know if it was, I think it's a band called We Were Promised Jetpacks.
That's a pretty cool name.
And that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh, they delivered on their promise. We were promised jetpacks and they delivered. But then I'm like, the practicality of this, like, when we originally thought of jetpacks, it was, you had a backpack. And that's what was propelling you, not whatever from your arms to kind of anti-gravity or whatever.
Direct yourself.
Exactly. I'm like, that doesn't seem practical unless unless it's the penguins with the fucking with the gun on their shoulder.
Yes.
And that's what's blasting.
Should we be jetpacking the penguins?
I mean,
if we're pro animal gun rights, we should be pro animal.
Imagine flying penguins.
Oh, bro, this is China's worst nightmare.
Flying penguins with 50 cals on their shoulders.
Russia wouldn't be
ready. I don't
even
think they have shoulders, but 50 cals somewhere. Put it on their...
Russia wouldn't be ready for that.
No.
They would. What are they going to do?
And they arm their polar bears, and it's the penguins versus the polar bears.
I mean, we got numbers, though.
Yeah, that's true.
We got numbers.
They're choosing an animal that's going extinct.
That's very...
And the penguins are like, we're going to make sure this is going to happen. We're pro-animal gun rights, and... PETA, don't come after us.
Yeah, don't come after us.
It's a joke.
Hey,
it won't happen. Wink.
We'll see.
Defense Secretary, get at me though. I got ideas.
I got genius ideas.
You gotta let the creatives create.
Hey, bro, I'm thinking about we got a snake, we got a crocodile problem, we got an alligator problem in fucking Florida. Like, why don't we just arm them?
And then we can arm the stingrays
and fucking send them overseas, because I mean I don't think they're saltwater crocodiles. Saltwater crocodiles like Africa, but our alligators probably couldn't make it across the ocean. But you know what? We could just ship them over there.
You know, bull sharks can adapt to salt and fresh water.
Can they really?
Yeah. You gotta strap them up. I mean, they're also the most aggressive shark.
Is it? Oh, I was thinking maybe the hammerhead. It looks like the fucking teeth. I think that's a
hammerhead.
That's the dumbest looking fucking.
I should have clicked the YouTube video, bro, on like how it evolved to that, because you won't believe. Like, how it evolved to that, and two, how it works, like biologically.
I've seen that fucking thing, like pictures of it, and it's super long, white head.
Yes.
And then the mouth is like way like back. I'm like,
it's like a fucking stingray, just like right here.
Yeah,
it's like tiny mouth.
I'm like, how are we doing this?
but they've survived.
Yeah,
they're dinosaurs. They're legit dinosaurs.
Oh no, they're gonna be here longer probably than we are.
Mm-hmm. And they've been here before, so they'll be here after us. But what I'm saying though is, if you arm the bull shark, they have the highest like anger issue. Like they cause beef with everybody.
So if anybody chooses violence, like they're the worst animal.
They're Black Air Forces of the sharks.
Really?
Bull sharks. Yes. A lot of times in lakes like shark attacks, it's always a bull shark because bull sharks they're common in lakes and stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, they don't need salt water to
and
survive.
they could go out to the ocean as well.
Damn. Well, maybe we should fucking start arming them.
But that's your worst nightmare though, because you got a shark with a short temper that has a jetpack or a gun on it.
And what if they become fucking double agents? They fucking come back at us.
There are no agents. They're the Hoover Crip of gang members.
Oh wow.
They beef with everybody.
I respect it. I mean, I'm not gonna respect it when they come at me. But,
yeah, no.
Hey, what are you gonna do when there's a fucking shark with a jetpack with the 50 cal?
That's how I know we've gone too far. But I'll be proud because I've manifested that.
Hey, it's all about manifestation.
But I'd be also pissed that I didn't get any of that government funding.
Hey, government, get on it. The fuck are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about 10-year.
We're talking about our 10-year high school reunion.
Yeah, we're talking about flying sharks. Hey, bro, Sharknado.
Right.
This is pretty much we're describing.
If we were to go to our 10-year high school reunion, that's kind of the conversation that's going to be going around. Okay, is that type of like
sincere question, and well, I'm sure there's some people from our class or their classes that are coming up. Do you want to go to your 10-year reunion?
I feel like 10-year, it is not as important to me. Yeah. Also, like, if we're already doing a reunion, and you're like, by the way, 10 years flew by in an eye blink, and I'm like, fuck, that was too fast.
That was way too fast. That was 10 years.
That was 10 years. What the fuck? Like, I feel like in like marriages. Like the big ones that you celebrate is probably like 25, 50. The big ones.
Yeah, you still celebrate every year. And like
you still celebrate 30. Every year. Like, yes, but like the big, like the party celebration type is like nobody celebrates it. I mean, they do celebrate 10 anniversaries, but like a 25th anniversary, like if it was like Disneyland or something.
Like, let's be honest. Like
a big celebration.
Like the 12th year anniversary is not going to be as big as the 25th.
Exactly. It's something. It's something about those numbers. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but yeah. I mean, if I got nothing to do, I feel bad though, like saying that, like for the people organizing it.
Yeah, because I mean, ideally, everybody that I see from my class, I see now. It's like, and I mean, it's cool to like honestly, see them and
we have an anniversary every year at Beer Hunter the day before Thanksgiving.
If I've seen you there once a year, which there's a few people I have, hey, guess what?
I'll see you again next year. That's our reunion.
Yeah. And I'd feel bad if I was the dick and just like, oh, I'm not going to that.
No, I'm saying like I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, me either.
But
who's to say I'm not off on vacation?
Exactly.
Like, hey, if I already have a trip planned to Tulum, it is what it is.
I'm gonna be in Tulum. That's what needs to be the thing.
What?
Steph, hear me now. Monse, whoever. Destination high school reunions.
Oh no, that's a terrible idea.
Why?
We know why.
Why, bro?
Because you know what that's gonna escalate to.
What? Destination high school reunions? Tell me that's not cool though, bro.
That would be cool, yes.
See, hear me out.
If we were 37, I still feel like 27.
The people that are gonna go to high school reunions, no matter what, are gonna go.
Yeah.
Right? They're gonna go no matter what, because they want to. But this entices the people that weren't gonna go,
right?
To be like, wait.
Oh, I could go on vacation too.
Oh wait, we're doing our 10-year high school reunion in Big Bear. Or we're doing it. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying like go all the way to Tulum.
Okay,
but I'm saying like within like the Coachella Valley, like we're renting out. It's gonna be at this hotel. We're gonna make an event out of it.
Yes. So
I don't know how much money we're working with, but everybody kind of like understand.
Well, no. It's usually done at a hotel venue. Yeah. So it's like it's the same thing.
It's like the same thing. If you want to get a room, get a room.
Yeah, if you have that option if you want. But people are like, oh, well, I live here. Why am I going to get a room? Well, we're also going an hour and a half out of the city. Like, if you want a weekend getaway, we're giving you a chance to do a weekend getaway.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and they coordinate, like, just like how you guys did with your fraternity. Like, we're going to coordinate. It's going to be maybe this amount of room so that, like, a lower price.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, there's ways to do it where we can all save money.
See, not only did we save the school, we're about to save high school reunions. I don't know if there's any other schools that do this. I'm sure it's probably been brought up, but
no,
probably...
it's been brought up for sure. I don't know if there's been destination ones. I've heard of like destination in terms of like, oh, you're going kind of out of town. I've heard of people that do like reunions, like in their vicinity of like, oh, we're gonna go to that city to get that venue because that's where we did our prom and kind of redo it all over again.
But a high school reunion weekend. Yeah,
and also, do I want to go to the same spot where I did my prom? I mean, I had some cool memories there, but I don't got to make the same memories there.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Hey guys, we can make new memories at a new spot.
Exactly.
We don't got to revert to the old, which might happen a lot at those reunions. But nevertheless,
is that what you were alluding to?
That's what I was alluding to. I was like,
if that's gonna happen, if it's gonna happen.
No, that's gonna
happen whether it's at Neil's or if it's gonna be at fucking Murray's and Big Bear, bro.
At the Coco Bongo Club.
It's gonna happen, bro. And then the after parties at Murray's.
Oh, Murray's would hate us, but we'd shut it down. Salute Murray.
Contact me. I got the idea. I don't know who's got the funding.
Well, no, we pay, well, even with regular reunions, you still pay for the venue. Like they have like a guess on how much people could probably.
And I'm sure like it's probably done during the summer, like.
Yeah, probably
during. Maybe if I don't know, but
I'm not sure. I've never
not to say anywhere is better than here, but that'd be cool. Like that'd be something that's never been done before.
That would be kind of sweet. Like, oh, hey, we're doing a reunion in Temecula.
Damn, at a vineyard? At a vineyard?
Bro, you're telling... You wouldn't pay money? I would pay money for that.
I'd reserve... Like, tell me where. Where I put my credit card information.
You let me know when I need to book or block out my weekend.
And it's a +1 thing, right? It's a +1?
Oh, I didn't even think about... Well, yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you have to have +1,
because people have their, like...
They bring their wives or their husbands.
Or dog,
or whoever... What?
I'm on dogs in our case.
Yeah, we'll bring the dogs or, you know... I'm sure there's people that they have to bring. It's a +1 thing.
Yeah, because I've always seen high school reunions in movies, but everybody's like 40s, 50s, like, oh, this is our 20 or 30-year high school reunion.
Exactly. And every year we just got to one-up it.
Just one-up it. Hey, we started in Temecula. All right, what's the next spot? All right, we're going to fucking Vegas. All right, what do we do after Vegas? We go to Paris.
They're like, what?
40 years. The guys, if we made it to our 40 years, we didn't go hard enough. You should be dead by now.
You should be dead by now. But that's dope. Okay, after your 10-year, it's your 20-year, right?
Yeah, I don't assume they do a 15. No, it should be 20.
Okay, so then you have 10 years to, like, think about, like, not you shouldn't think about it for 10 years, but you have 10 years to kind of like, all right, we got time, where we're going to be in 10 years type of thing. And then when the 10 years come, like, okay, remember when we did that was cool, but now we got way more money now.
Yeah. Guess what, guys? We're getting fucking...
We still don't own a home, but we're going to Tulum.
I don't own a home, but we're getting 10 boat houses in Lake Havasu.
Bro, that'd be dope.
I'm telling you.
Oh, now you're telling me.
Now I'm thinking.
Now you're taking my idea.
Hey, you said it. Now I'm thinking.
We go to fucking Denver.
A weekend in Aspen? That's Colorado, but I mean, Denver's in Colorado.
Yes,
you get the point.
Yes. I fully understand. Now you see where I'm taking it. You gotta let the creatives create. Just
hey, dude. If we honestly,
you let me go on an hour, I'll fix this fucking democracy.
Hey, bro, you're just at the end. Conclusion, guys. Conclusion. Monogamy, just saying it. We're gonna get down to the root of things. Oh my god. Well,
I don't know. Like, I don't know how far planning is for them. Like, if they already have a venue, if they already have this.
I imagine they're gonna get a few ideas in mind. They're gonna have like a voting poll. They're gonna try to get an RSVP. So in terms of numbers,
and Big Bear's reasonable. Even if we were to do like Idlewild.
Yes, but I don't. With both of those towns, those are small towns. You got to imagine there's not very large venues.
There has to be something though.
You would think
you just need something with an audit, like not even a ballroom, just an auditorium.
I mean, they have middle schools and high schools there. I mean, you could get in contact with them, but they're gonna be like, I don't know.
Where do they have their proms?
Who?
The high schools up there.
Probably at their own spots.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
there has to be a resort up there, though. There has to be
resorts, yes, but you got to imagine to fit a few, close to 1,000 people.
I don't think 1,000 people are going.
Oh, actually, no. At those,
you think there's? Wait, do you think there's 1,000 people in our class?
At our class? Oh,
there wasn't 1,000 people.
No, but I mean, there's 400 or 500, and plus there's people from different classes.
And now you're assuming everybody's together, like they have a significant other.
Yeah. Imagine. Oh my god. Yeah. No, you're right.
If anything, bro, I'm thinking. Okay, best case scenario.
Okay, we had let's just say 450 people in our class.
Yes.
I think maybe half would go.
Exactly.
Maybe. So we got
best case scenario. Now the 250 people are the people that actually want to be there. Like that makes like you get out of your hometown. You give people an excuse to want to have fun. Like we like it's the same thing if you go out of town with your friends.
You know what I want to? There needs to be a dress code.
Yeah.
I want things to be a certain way, and you see now look at
now you being controlling. You weren't even at ASB.
I know. I'm not even in the conversation yet.
Yeah.
But I want it to be an event. I want it to be proper. You know what? If you're gonna be mad about spending an extra $30 for this venue, you know what? You shouldn't be a part of the conversation.
If that doesn't happen for our 10-year, we're gonna throw an 11-year high school reunion, and we're gonna coordinate.
Honestly, I'm gonna get in contact. with them.
And kind of like, all right, we got some ideas.
I'm like, hear me out here.
Yeah. This wasn't even a topic discussion. I don't know how this dragged on way too long.
I know, way too long.
But everybody that's hearing this now, you're gonna
wish that if anybody's listening to this and you have ideas, put it in the comments because I'm curious to see what we could come up with. Because I'm not bullshitting you. I am gonna go to them. I am still friends with Monch and Steph and all them, so I'm going to tell them. Like, hey,
your idea or our idea?
It's gonna be a tag team group, bro.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure.
Hey, bro, you might be in the front, and I'm just gonna be.
Hey guys, I got this.
Yeah.
Kind of like
we're interviewing as a team,
problem, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be sure we'll bring my tuxedo.
Yeah. All right.
Always.
Fuck the 8, and at the end you go wow.
Like, did you fart?
And nope. Did you?
Is that ketchup? Mustard? What are this week's topics? Enough with that. But hopefully you guys are enjoying 2022.
Hopefully.
If it started off rocky, which hey, sometimes it does. It's just a start. You can still fix some bad habits. You can still
turn how
around.
you start, how about you finish?
Hey, exactly. You still got time. There's plenty of time.
We're in the foreplay of the year.
Absolutely. That's all the first quarter is. Right?
Right?
I'm trying to do math in my head right now. I'm like, yeah, okay, close enough. Because we're not gonna have to talk.
I don't need you breaking down minutes
here.
here.
Hey, that's why I'm not gonna have to talk right now, guys. It's not for anybody's concern. We could start off with condolences.
Yes. Okay.
It is Sunday. We just found out Bob Saget did.
We found
pass away at
a couple hours ago.
Early age of 65.
Early age of 65. I clicked the TMZ article. They're first on everything.
It's disturbing.
Yeah. He passed away in his hotel room.
Yeah.
In Orlando.
Mind you, he's a touring comedian, so this is normal.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He was on tour. He had a show last night. His last tweet was about how much he loved performing, and it's very eerie. Like, you could tell he was in a good place. I know, like, in his past, he doesn't have the best past.
No.
And the cause of death is unknown.
Even then, I don't think the cause of death really matters.
I
think people should harper more on the fact of his accomplishment and like type of life he did have, because I've heard many stories, because I love comedians and I watch or listen to certain comedians podcasts, and there's always
and how their perspective of him.
Yes, and everybody always has a Bob Saget story, and it was never what you thought it would be. You would think he'd be like the clean cut, like Full House dad. It's like, no, he was like like he would love to be an asshole and like to mess with people, but like always in a like good humor type of way. He never did anything malicious. And this is coming from like all the older comedians, like, oh, like, you got to think about his age too. It's like, oh, Bob Saget's 65. Oh, he was like probably one of the OGs.
Yeah.
Like, he's not saying.
And he was a savage.
He was.
Yeah.
And you got to respect that.
And he was everybody's uncle.
Yeah.
From Full House. If you don't know. But yeah, he passed away, and then.
I mean, he was the dad in Full House, but yeah.
Or the dad, yeah. But it was
Uncle Jesse.
Uncle Jesse, yes.
John Stamos, we share the same birthday. Shout out.
Cool. I didn't know that. Oh wait, I did know that actually. You've said it before.
I've said it once, maybe twice.
Maybe thrice.
Maybe 3 times.
Maybe 4 times. Maybe 5 times. But yeah, he passed away, and then it was New Year's Eve where Betty White passed away, right? It was New Year's Eve.
And I think we missed out on the last podcast.
Yeah, I don't think we didn't touch on it last episode.
Yeah.
We didn't touch on it last episode. Rest in peace to Betty White. 99.
99, and I saw his tweet, and I saw that, I was like, absolutely. She was 99. But she might have been the only 99-year-old to live, and she even till 99 she was living a great life.
Yeah.
And you still feel like, oh, she still didn't have enough time.
No, I thought we at least had like another 5 to 10.
That's what. And then you think about it, like, oh, you want her to be 105 years old,
bro. And every year people would troll about her passing, like for the past 5 years.
Yeah, like they do hoax, which is
it would be
lame.
like. It would say something. It would look like a memorial post of Betty White, but it was just like saying like
They're just pulling a fast one.
Yeah, pulling a fast one. And that's why when I was told, and then I immediately went to Twitter and saw everybody posting about it, I was like, oh, fuck, she actually did pass away.
Yeah.
At 99. Her birthday's, I think, in a couple days.
Yeah, it wasn't, because I think it was less than 10 days, or 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks away.
Less than 2 weeks. It's the middle of January.
Yeah, she would have been 100.
Yeah.
Which is insane to hear. But it was interesting with her only because she was so, I mean, she looked like she was in like her late or mid 70s for like the last fucking 150
Whenever
years.
We've seen her, I don't know how she looks in private without makeup.
Without makeup,
that stuff.
There's that too.
Yeah,
but even then, like her,
but she's relatively been stuck in the same age.
Yeah, but her,
physically looking wise,
yes, but her energy, personality, like Ryan Reynolds, certain people talk about her, and she was just this kind of bigger than life person, and even at that age, and she still liked to fuck. That
was what was it? The proposal, which was like 10 years ago.
They got super close with each other. He absolutely adored her.
Do you remember?
And he was saying she was ruthless too.
Do you remember the Snickers commercial?
Oh, she got tackled?
Where she got tackled, and he's like, "Are you hungry? Why? Because you're playing like Betty White out here." And then eats these, and then he's back to normal.
To himself, yeah.
Yeah, it's like she was so cool and iconic, legendary.
She's another one of those people where it's like, it's not really known to be cool as you get old, but she was just cool the whole time, regardless of however old she was ever going to be.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show you could always be that cool.
In which I didn't know the stuff that she did for, black entertainers. And when she had her own show and the network didn't want her to have this one performer, I forgot his name.
Yeah.
And she basically told him to fuck off. He's going to perform and gave him an extra 5 minutes. When he was scheduled to perform, she gave him extra time, and then her show got canceled because of it.
Yeah,
but she didn't give a fuck.
She was like, I mean,
she's like the nice, sincere looking woman, very innocent, but
she ain't pussy.
She's not at all.
Yeah,
not hard ass and she'll tell you how it is with a smile on her face.
Do you also know she didn't have any kids?
She didn't.
It's fucked up, but she equates that to like a lot of her being like. Always so happy and kind of vibrant, because she was she loved dogs. She had her dogs, and that's what she rocked with all the time. Like, not saying kids weigh you down,
rob that from you,
but it is such a big responsibility and stress, and as you it's a thing.
Yeah.
And she equates that to her getting old and her longevity. It's like,
it's because she had no stress.
She's like, well, I mean, I just have it's me and my dogs.
Yeah,
so that's why I could kind of do this.
Oh, yeah.
Not saying it's bad to have kids. I'm just saying
it's not bad to have kids, but I mean, maybe she wouldn't have got to 99.
If she did
have kids, maybe she would have got to 79, or
they take 20 years off your life.
Maybe, I don't know. I know they take 18.
Oh, that story is all the time. terrible for saying that. But it was when I saw that whole dogs thing and no kids, I was like, oh, she did have, and I was thinking about, I was like, yeah, she doesn't have any kids. I never even thought about it. And she was just, hey, bro, one of those people that just mind her business, lived life.
Loved her. You know my bong's named Betty White?
Is it really?
Yeah, it is. Darren and I, 5 years ago, went half on a bong. We were broke.
That's a big moment.
And bought a bong together. We co-parented this bong. But honestly, Betty White parented us.
That's a good metaphor. Now, I'm going to ask you this. How'd you come up with the name?
It was so clear and pristine looking. I was like, Betty White.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
It wasn't like no cheap plastic. It was a glass, clear, everything about it. I'm like,
if it was cheap plastic, what would you name it?
Fucking, I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah. You don't want to know the name?
Yeah, let's not fucking throw dirt on anybody's name. We're trying to get flowers here.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, oh, Betty White. And Darren looked at me. He's all, it's fucking Betty White.
It's Betty. It's just meant to, I know exactly what bong you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is Betty White. Respect. Shout out.
Shout out.
All you could really do is hope to live a life half as good as hers.
Yeah. I mean, to say, not to get morbid, I don't think I'm getting to 99.
I don't think I am either.
Let me take that back. Okay. I know I'm not getting to 99.
Not many.
Whatever 9 I get to, whether it's 59, 69, 79, I'm going to be appreciative of it.
Yeah. And also, not many people on this earth make it to 99. That's just a hard thing to do.
Yeah. I don't see it. I mean, life expectancy for especially like our, not just gender, but our ethnicity.
Gender, ethnicity, and then, yeah, we have a lower expectancy than most. But which just goes to show you, and it kind of, it kind of, not saying it puts a reality on like what time really is, especially with this whole Bob Saget thing. Like, he's 65. My dad is 61. He's 4 years older than my dad. Like, he's not much, and it just puts like morality into perspective, because I'm like, oh, I got my parents for like another 20, 30, 40
but
years.
Life is
and
life is
just
long,
never
but it's
know.
also so short. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, so I've been relatively appreciative since I came back to the Valley, and like living with them and just being around them. I was just like, I'm not even gonna complain. Can't really complain about like the little things. You live with each other. You and your roommates, you guys get mad with each other.
Exactly.
Beef. It's just, but that's normal. That's fine.
Yeah.
And guess what? You can laugh it off at the end.
And it's
so long as you can laugh it off at the end, though.
Yeah.
I think that's the important part.
It's a different kind of relationship. When you do come back, because now you're an adult and you guys kind of respect each other as adults.
Yeah.
So it's different from them parenting you, where they're constantly worried and you're a responsibility to them. Now you're not a responsibility. Now you get to know the real person.
Yeah.
They don't have, not to say that they were faking it when they were raising you, but they were always in dad mode or mom mode.
They didn't have time to be your fucking best friend.
Exactly. So
as
you don't
much
even
as you'd want to.
Exactly. So then now, like, I've noticed it with my parents, is like my dad and I, like, we'll smoke together, or like my mom and I would drink and just talk and watch movies, or like we'll tell each other what shows we're watching. Like, oh, you want to watch an episode together? Or like, hey, what was it like when you were my age and you had 3 kids? Like, tell me about it. How would you do that? I got 2 dogs and I don't know how to piece this together.
I'm barely fucking holding on here.
Exactly. And it's a different perspective that I hope a lot of people can understand and try to strive to get that. It takes 2 sides also. Like, they have to be willing to have that relationship with you and understand and treat you as an adult.
Absolutely.
But if they do, and you have that chance to kind of like speak with them on a human to human, person to person level,
it does take a special, not saying a special individual, but you have to understand too, like, I am the adult now. I understand
Look at me.
I'm the adult now.
I'm the adult now.
Hey, they've been adults. Like my mom says all the time, as you get older, you revert to being like a kid. Like, you're gonna have to take care of us. There's certain, like, that's the way of life.
There was a book I read in kindergarten and in elementary school, and I forget the name, but you guys might have read it or not. But it's this guy, and the book starts of, she has a kid, and
Benjamin Button.
No, bro. Okay. It's like a nursery book.
The Grinch.
Either way, the mom is raising the baby, and it's like showing you like the stages of like when he's born, infant, and then showing first day of school and dressing him, and he's an adult, leaves the house, and then he comes back, and like it's the mom's turning into a baby, where she's changing his, like, exactly, he's taking care of her, he's walking her, feeding her. And just that book showed like the circle of life, of like just how it is with your parents. Like, first they raise you, and then now you're kind of helping them.
Yeah, which I've seen it before, like on Twitter, and people say like, oh, like, no, they're adults too. They should be ones to like, also be compromising, and they have to be understanding. But yes, but you have to understand, they're also like they're kind of on their way out. Like, they're on the back 9 of life. Yeah. So they're reverting back to being kids. So that means you now have to be the bigger adult here in a lot of these situations. It's not fair, but hey, dude, that's just how life is.
Life isn't fair, and you gotta understand that you gotta let that shit go. Either way, like, you're gonna resent your parents for however they treated you growing up. They didn't know what they were doing. And more times than not, they're still not gonna know that they did anything wrong.
And you could bring it. Hey, bro, I'm sure you've done it. I've done it. You brought up the fact. I know I have. I'm all, hey, dude, did you have to fucking do that when this happened? And they have no response for that.
Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing, bro.
Yeah, bro.
My parents were significantly younger than yours, and they're still like both didn't know what they were doing. No. They don't know what they're doing. There's parenting books. It's all bullshit. It's like getting a Bible, bro. They don't know. It's just they don't know. They don't know. I love how you shot the last shot at religion. I have to. But it's just the blind leading the blind, bro. Yeah. Like, you could take bits and pieces from everything, and that'll help you. But this isn't the end all be all, and your parents are gonna fall short somewhere. Yeah. And you gotta understand, which took me until, I don't even want to say it, I can't even pinpoint an age, but it was in my 20s of, oh, they're never gonna understand. No. And I'm holding and harboring this resentment and waiting for them to apologize, but
or
they
for
don't,
them to have like that epiphany. Yes. Like, oh wow, this is what I did. It's like,
and they don't know. they don't know until you show them, like you said, being the bigger person, letting it go, and you talking to them normally, they kind of realize like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I fell short in a couple places. But if you're constantly trying to fucking poke it out of them and argue and stuff, they're gonna be defensive all the time.
Yeah, you're never gonna have, like, their guard's always gonna be up.
And then you kind of understand too, if you have a younger sibling and you see how they're raising that younger sibling, and then you realize like, okay, was I as bad as this kid? What areas were I good in? Did I deserve some of the stuff that I?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because what would I like? My dad always said this. I mean, he didn't need to tell me this at 6 years old. But what would you do if you were the parent? He told me like, what should I do right now, Adam? I'm like, I don't know. And I still don't know.
I barely speak sentences.
Exactly. And I still don't know. Like the proper way to do anything. But I would hope, like, okay, for me, like from my upbringing, like, okay, look, I'm gonna establish that I'm the parent, but also I'm gonna talk to my kid a certain way to, like, so they feel safe to speak with me. Like, even in instances like that, do I know how to do that? Fuck no.
No, and you think you might know, but you really
don't. It's just like, oh, I have an idea of how to do this, but do I really?
Even like when I have to like tell my nieces and nephews shit, like now I'm at the point where I'll tell them like, look, I don't want to do this. I hope you know I don't want to do this.
It hurts me more than it hurts you.
I don't say that because
I hated that. Always said that shit before they hit me.
I hated that. I'll never say that to them. But I'm like, look, I don't want to put you in timeout right now. I don't. Yeah. But
do they hate timeout?
Absolutely. You got to put the head
up.
God,
the generations are getting soft.
They hated timeout. But also, it's like, put your head on the wall. You put a card right there. If the card falls, guess what? Starting all over.
What kind of fucking torture are you doing over there?
Hey, bro, it might be only 4 or 5 minutes. Hey, better have a strong head.
Better have a strong head. They're going to have a fucking indentation from your dumb ass. Oh, my God.
Hilarious, though.
All right. Well,
nailed that. I don't know. My whole thing is just like, if you can, I think it's a beautiful thing. If you could have like a general conversation, dinners, certain things, like try and have like those, like as you get older. Because when I was young in college, I remember this. When I'll come back from like for the weekend and stuff, my first thing I'd be is like go visit all my other friends and anything like that. And I'm like, I'd put my family on the back burner. And I remember my dad brought it up one time, or my mom brought it up one time, where I was telling him, I was like, oh, I'm coming back this weekend. And my mom, I think, was like, oh, okay, that's good. We'll be here. And then I remember my dad saying, he's like, why do we care? And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And then he brought it up of like, well, bro, you sleep here when you come back, but you don't really visit. It's not like you're here to see us.
Yeah.
And he said that, and I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. And I know for a fact my mom probably brought it up to him, but my mom's not going to say that because she's too nice. But my dad's kind of like, doesn't give a fuck if he
no,
says something
your dad does not care if he hurts your feelings. No, I don't think any dad really does. But, and then that could work, twofold. Like if you go home and they don't want to spend time with you, and then they ask you like, hey, are you coming down? Why would I do that?
Like, you never want to hang out with me.
I mean, you want me to visit you guys, but you guys are never there.
Yeah.
So why
or when I am there, I feel like you don't want me to be there.
I'll just see you when the holidays come around.
Yeah.
That's when I'll come down. Or like, you haven't been here for a while. Like, yeah, well, I mean, what do we do?
What do I have to be back for?
Yeah. When have you visited me? Kind of thing. And I brought that up to my mom as well, because I'm sure your mom's done the same thing. You can't move too far away. And I'm like, well,
I can't visit you.
You'll see me the same amount of times, whether I live in fucking Florida or if I live in LA. Like, you'll see me the same amount of times, because how many times are you actually gonna come to see me?
Yeah.
If it's always dependent on whether I come to you, then it really doesn't matter, right? Then I got to pay for the plane ticket, or I got to pay for the gas to get here. So it really doesn't matter.
It's up to me to figure it out.
Exactly. This is what you're basically telling me, no matter what. So I could be here, I could be somewhere else. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. But it does suck. I know there's people that don't have like those relationships with their parents, but all you can hope is like, it sucks. You don't have to be the bigger person, but I think it benefits probably both parties if you do. Sometimes.
You always think about like, okay, would I want my kid to be feeling this?
Yeah.
When they're in my position and they're trying to maneuver, like, okay, how did I get here? What should I do to prevent that from happening when it comes, like, when that's actual thinking that my dad wanted me to do at fucking 6 years old.
Obviously, you couldn't really even fucking wash your hands properly or wipe your ass, but you should be able to figure out how to be an adult,
how to be an adult, and how to parent.
Yeah. Figure that out.
Yeah, and in that moment, I asked myself now of like, okay, would I want my kid to feel like they can't speak to me? Would I want my kid to feel like they can't have a relationship with me? And I don't really have the strongest with my dad. Okay, how do I fix that? What did he do that I shouldn't do? And type of thing, like learning from other people's mistakes, basically. How do I feel in this moment? Okay, do I want my kid to feel like this, or would I want them to feel more safe to come to me for this kind of stuff?
But also, it is important because obviously you know your dad, and you know like how he might be a certain way, so you have to like slowly but surely like chip away at that. Like it's not like an overnight thing where it's like, hey, if I could be bluntly honest with you, Dad, this is how you are. Like if you could hopefully change. And you could say that, but it's like, hey, you realize it's gonna take both sides long time for you to get there.
That conversation doesn't even happen in the house. That conversation has to happen like where we're on a drive somewhere.
Yeah.
Or like we're at the beach or like fishing, and it's like, hey, so like, you know, you never really talked to me growing up.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck do you mean? And like usually it happens like when we're sharing a joint.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, bro. Like I mean, it's cool, but I mean, I really don't even know much.
Yeah. I just know you're my dad.
Yeah, I just know you're my dad. I know you did this, and I know you did a bunch of cool shit. But like, I hear stories about you from other people. Like, it'd be cool to hear stories from you.
Yeah. He's like, oh, well, why don't you ask? Well, that's kind of what I'm doing right now.
That's kind of what's going on here.
Yeah.
Like you gotta butter them up. The tough parents, you gotta butter them up before.
And there's sometimes it could be such a awkward situation.
Oh, bro, I've seen. Like, and then if you attack them, they'll feel like they're attacked, so they get super defensive. Either the waterworks start coming, or they just start defending and saying like, you know, I just did the best that I can, and you know, my parents weren't there, and this I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, hey, bro, like I'm just trying to fix,
bro. Because I've heard I've heard similar things, and I'm like, like, and then I hear that I'm like, oh, like you just have a lot of obviously unsolved and unresolved issues.
Yeah.
Obviously, me bringing this one thing up is really triggering you, but you just have to always be like, Dad, that's not, or Mom, or whoever. Yeah. It's like, hey, that's not what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
But now that you brought it up, like, do you want to talk about it?
Now that you brought it, it's like, you brought it up. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's happened, though. That shit does happen.
But work on it. You could always learn, you can learn from your parents' shortcomings.
Always. Oh. Like you see me, I wouldn't kick my kid like my dad kicked me at times.
Bro, my dad kicked me while he was holding my brother.
Yeah, my dad kicked me in front of like a few of my friends. He kicked me in the ass so hard that I like lifted up in the air and hit the garage.
Yeah, my dad did.
That's why the garage doesn't work.
Is that why? Bro, my dad kicked me because I broke the alarm to the sliding door. He told me to take out the trash, so I opened it and it wasn't going. So I just and the sensor broke off and like the battery wouldn't connect, and it woke up my baby brother.
Oh,
so my dad's and he already worked construction that morning.
Bro, he's tired as shit.
Holding Asen and Asen's crying, and then I'm like looking at him, and then he's like, "So how the fuck am I supposed to fix this?" I'm like, "Well, I don't." But I'm like about to answer, and he just did like a straight side kick straight to my stomach, fly back, and Asen just stopped crying. Stopped crying, bro, because I'm like I kicked the air out of me. I'm just.
Here, I don't know.
And then the asshole flicks the alarm off and walks away. I'm like, you could have just did that
the whole time. You didn't have to do this.
You didn't have to do what you just did, but you were mad.
And then you realize sometimes, like, hey, bro, we should have just got you a punching bag.
Oh, he had one.
Oh, more of them throughout the house. I don't know.
And then I think back to that. I'm like, that was 2001.
Yeah.
My dad was 23.
Different time.
Different time, but he's still 23. It's like, how's a 23-year-old going to rationalize those emotions?
Because then you think about you at 23. It's like, hey, bro, Lord forbid I had 2 kids at 23.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, bro,
3 kids.
Or 3 kids. I'm going to be even worse.
Yeah. Thank God I was able to see that and get to where I'm at now. Frontal cortex developed 25. Like, hey, you know what? I don't need to do that.
No. There's better things to do out there.
Way better.
But now that topic, I don't even know how we got to that topic. I don't even think that was a topic.
That wasn't even a topic.
We started with condolences. That's what we started with. But yeah, we wanted to give them their flowers, praise them, give condolences. You brought up something I know recently, and this is one of the topics about receiving. Why would you want to receive flowers from people that you wouldn't seek guidance from? It's something along those lines. You said, right?
It was. Why do you want flowers from somebody you wouldn't want a conversation with?
And
it wasn't. I didn't mean that in the yes, it could be used in the literal sense and the metaphorical sense.
But why? What sparked you to even say that? would be my question. Backstory, context.
Context would probably be like seeing people praise certain creative stuff, whether it be Gunna's album, the Weeknds album, or just artists in general talking about like, I'm doing this, but I'm not seeking the praise, or listening to another podcast where Jermaine Dupri was like saying like, how come this certain platform's not celebrating this artist? And it's like, the sentiment was like, you don't want the praises from them. And I started thinking, I'm like, okay, for me, myself, like the stuff I do, and I'm like, why doesn't this person talk about it? Or why don't they repost this? Or why don't they celebrate this? And it's like, would I even want a conversation with that person? Why do I want praise from somebody I wouldn't even want to sit down and have a cup of coffee with? Why would I want, if I don't value conversation and I don't value your opinion, why would I value your praise? Because it's like, oh, like, do I just want to hear the applause? Is that what I want?
Because if you're just doing it for the applause, then clearly you're just doing this for ego or for a check.
And it's not, that's something that doesn't last. And it's not like I'm doing things for an ego, for my ego or for a check, but it's kind of like, hey, I'm doing cool shit over here. Like, it'd be cool if I got recognition, but it's like, do you really want recognition from that people, or do you get recognition from the people that notice? And it's the best kind of recognition because those people see what you're doing. Those people see all the work that you're putting in, and you go to them for guidance. You go to them for advice. You go to them for critiques, constructive criticism. So if you're able to get praise from those people that give you the constructive criticism, that means the world. Then somebody that doesn't know you at all and they never hear your stuff, and you're kind of forcing it on them to kind of like, hey, you see what I'm doing over here? Like, look what I can do. It's like, oh, that's cool, man. And then they just keep going about their life. And it's like, you kind of, if you're looking to turn atheists into believers, then it's going to be a very hard,
it's uphill battle.
Yeah.
It's a losing battle.
It's a losing battle. The uphill battle is not even uphill. It's just straight vertical.
Hey, good luck.
And good luck with that, bro. You're free climbing without a rope or anything. Like, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it just got me thinking, and it's a perspective that I feel a lot of creatives should have of, okay.
But I feel like that translates just to what any people should have. Because like, even if a person's not a creative, I think of like family members or certain people or just friends, like not that they don't have any creative endeavors, but they might not. But even then, just personally, like, they might just have an Instagram, or they might just have like this or that.
Yeah. And
some of them might get praised, some of them might not. And you might think or have like a lower self-esteem because, I'm not getting all the likes, I'm not getting. But does it really matter?
Yeah, that's one thing that you have to do, like a check for yourself of like, okay, I posted that I got a promotion.
Yeah.
Why am I checking to see how many likes that got?
Right?
If I'm just happy about it. And then the people that really do care, they're either going to DM me privately, text me privately, or they'll reply to whatever it is. Either it's an Instagram post, a comment, or they're going to, on Twitter, they're going to reply to it. And then that's cool.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things, hey, you can make a post like that. You know what? Leave it alone. Come back in 24 hours.
Celebrate your wins.
Yes, and then whoever said anything nice after that, cool. Whoever
that's a cherry on top.
Yeah.
And then the next sprinkles, whatever analogy you want to use, but because I think about like people with like whether their accomplishments, like their graduations or stuff like that, and like people bring them flowers, and it's like people that you haven't even spoken with. And it's people that you haven't even seen. They don't really know. It's just they're doing it out of like a cordial thing. Like, oh, that's what you should do. And if you're constantly waiting for that moment for other aspects of your life, you're going to be pretty disappointed when it doesn't happen.
Yeah, and especially when it's like because I think about it like this sometimes. You have great accomplishments like the graduations, promotions, but there's also a lot of time in between that doesn't ever happen.
That doesn't get celebrated.
Yeah, and it's one of those things like, not that it always needs to be celebrated, but also why shouldn't it be celebrated? Like I also think about those times as well where it's like, damn, it's been a few years. I haven't had like really any great things happen to me. No, I mean maybe, but you also haven't had a lot of bad things happen to you either.
And what are you doing to be great?
Yeah, there's that too. But even then, it's just like, that's why, like, let's use an example of a truck driver. Like, oh, I've been a truck driver for 15 years. Well, dude, I understand that might not be a lot to be happy about, but like, think about how important your job is. Like, it's a very important job. It might not seem like it.
Think about how many lives depend on you every day.
That's what I think of. I think of that constantly, of like the appreciation, like to like the nonchalant things that probably aren't highlighted as much.
Yeah.
Like whether that's like an electrical worker, whether it's this, whether it's a truck driver, whether it's a nurse, whether it's just like, it doesn't seem like the most fucking craziest thing to see on IG, and it's like, oh my god, do you see this? Like, why should?
Yeah.
Like, oh my lord.
Oh, that's not cool.
Oh, it's not a headline.
It's not a headline.
But if you think about it, it's like,
He's a truck driver for 15 years. Where's his Gucci belt?
It's like he doesn't need to have a Gucci belt for there to be like flowers given, you know?
I said, he ain't got no drip.
Could. You never see it. You'd be in the fucking truck all day.
Yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, it could apply that to just your life in general of like, why do I don't go and seek fake praise?
Yeah.
Because even if you were like pushing so hard to be noticed and pushing so hard for this certain group of people to notice you, and then that moment comes of like, oh yeah, that's dope, cool, hey, that's cool, bro, and keep it moving, that is devastating.
Talk about a fucking shattering glass.
You're trying to make yourself seem important to somebody that doesn't think you're important. And then just keep a mental note of that, of when stuff does go great for you, and then those people come around willingly on their own. You didn't say anything, you're not dancing for them, you're not doing anything, and that's when they come around like, oh bro, what you did was so cool, like I see everything that you do now. That's where it's like, oh cool, like that's a cherry on top.
Yeah.
But
you also don't invest too much into
you shouldn't be invested in like in external or extrinsic
motivation. Yeah. But it's one of those things that you just said, oh, you're not even that important to them. Okay, well, who are you important to? Well, that's the people you should
who's important to you.
Yeah, that's the people you should be thinking about.
Yeah, that's the people that you should be thinking about. That's the people that you should be consulting with. You should make them feel valued. The people that see the value in you before everybody else does. And yeah, bro, like that's just something that I was thinking about, because we also on social media, we're either bringing somebody up or we're bringing them down, or you could see like the people that are trying to, you know, get the attention, get the flowers, get the praise of like, hey, this is what I did, and look at me, and if it doesn't get the appreciation that I think, I'm gonna delete it.
Yeah,
it's like no,
and that's. I don't even think we ever brought that one up. Like, I've seen the people that have like taken down stuff to repost again because they didn't get the love they wanted to get.
They didn't get the likes. I've seen,
which to me that's a red flag.
Or they take it down to post it again at a different time.
Yeah.
It's like, you should have just posted it.
Yeah, like you got maybe half the likes you thought you were gonna get. All right, I'm gonna take it down so I can repost it when I get the amount of likes that I should have got. So it is about the likes then. It's not about whatever you're trying to say or acknowledge or promote or this or that.
And I get speaking about yourself in the way of, I've said this before about like, about people respecting you. If you respect yourself, people will respect you. If you think you're the dopest dope anybody's ever smoked, then they'll think that. But you have to, and it has to be organic. Like, it has to be, you can tell like, oh, he believes that.
Yeah. And it also has to be authentic.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's real. He does believe that. It's not, he's trying to convince himself to convince us. Or she's not trying to make it seem.
But also to that extent, like there is somebody. You have to start somewhere.
No, you do.
Like you have to say for some people, you have to say things out loud. You have to write them down. You have to put it so you could be held accountable. Some people are like that, and they have to start somewhere. But then after a while, it's like, I still feel like you're trying to convince yourself.
And yeah. And also, we're not all running. We're running a race, but we don't have the same starting point.
No, we don't run at the same pace.
Exactly.
There's so much that go into it.
That's kind of like the whole 10-year reunion thing. It's like, hey, give me another 5 years. Like, hold on, I just got stride right now. Like, I just got into stride. Like, don't judge me. I know some of you guys have your full-time jobs, or some of you got houses already.
And that's gonna be, and that's the thing about the reunion. You know, it's gonna be a lot of quick, immediate small talk. Oh, how you been? Who you with? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Just shit like that.
Yeah, just the gossipy gossip, and it's like, if we're at Big Bear, it's like,
if I'm at Murray's,
or if I'm on the slopes
ordering the mystery beer.
If I'm on the slopes, it's like, hey, that's cool, bro. I don't really care about what you do for a living. We're both in the same spot having fun, but let's go ahead and shred the gnar right now.
My question would be like, you happy?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I have this. Are you? I'm asking if you're happy.
Exactly. That's just one thing that I thought of over the weekend, is seeing people and seeing how they maneuver, and if the motivation's coming from, you know, intrinsic or if it's extrinsic, if you're looking for the immediate gratification, if you're actually doing it for yourself and thinking the long-term aspect of it, of, hey, I know where I'm trying to get to and where I will get to, whether I get, praise from people on the way or not, it doesn't really affect me. But I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And that's cool as fuck. And that starts internally as well. You got to be so sure of yourself that you're gonna do it, that your energy convinces people.
Yeah.
That you don't have to say it. It's they can look at you and be like, that guy's gonna drive a truck for 15 fucking years and he doesn't give a fuck what I think about it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to tell me, hey, I'm gonna drive a truck for 15 years and I don't give a fuck what you say. It's bro, I never said anything.
Yeah.
I never said you couldn't.
And that's a weird example, but that's 100% of what it is. Because honestly, I've known people that have driven trucks, and it's like, yeah, but they don't care about any opinion that I have in terms of like what I should or should not be doing.
Hey, bro, that's cool. But I just put this trailer on this truck, and most men can't do that. It's like, but a lot of men can. Nah, but I'm telling you about the ones that can't. And I'm better than them. It's and like, fucking recognize that shit.
It's like, cool.
It's like, cool, bro. You could have just gone about your day. And then I could have probably seen it like, hey, no, that's impressive.
Like, it's pretty cool. Like, I in my head, I'd be like, damn, I could not do that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think about it sometimes when truck drivers back up. I'm like, damn, I've done it with the small trailer, let alone a fucking 18-wheeler.
I've seen a truck driver parallel park.
Insane.
I'm like, how the fuck? And I'm not talking about just like a 5-panel truck. I'm talking about a fucking semi-truck.
Yeah,
parallel 18-wheeler. 18-wheeler, parallel park next to the DMV. Not even required as a test, I don't think. And he did it. And then he went.
If it's by the DMV, then there's probably not a lot of room either.
Not a lot. One, not a lot of room. Two, he got out and went into the carniceria right next door, and I think he just went and got beer or something, or like meat. I'm like, this guy's
impressive.
This guy put his dick on the table. He didn't get out the truck and say, "Y'all just fucking see that."
I'm waiting for
98% of y'all can't do.
Hey, I'm waiting for an applause.
Exactly.
I'm not getting applause.
It's like, hey, bro, I'm looking across. I'm like, that motherfucker just parallel parked that shit.
In my head, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker.
Damn, that's sick. I wish he posted this on Twitter so I could reply. Damn, that's impressive.
That's impressive.
I'm not gonna walk up to him like, hey, yo, dog, what you just did right there, fucking sick. How you walk around with that big ass dick?
Hey, bro, how do you put in? How do you?
Is that why you need the 18-wheeler? It's not even for the load in the back. It's for the load in the cabin. That's what you need it for?
Hey, you need that much horsepower?
Damn. Hey, your truck says Peterbilt, but you're built different.
Maybe it's PP built. Who knows?
That's stupid. What was it? The license plate that we saw yesterday?
Oh, Dr. PP. I don't think that's what the guy intended.
But that's what it was.
That's what it read.
Dr. PP. It could be Dr. Pepper 1, but why? It's Dr. PP.
That's exactly how it read. I can't.
Dr. PP 1 what?
The world may never know.
We'll never know, but shout out Dr. PP.
Hey, shout out. Hey, because you know what? He had the balls to do that. He's like, I don't care.
No, he's got the PP to do that. He doesn't have the balls. He's got the PP.
Maybe he got both. Maybe he's just lucky like that.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't stop to ask him.
Hey, you kind of just know. But yeah, that's a good point about trying to receive.
And what do you do it for? Because that spawned from me seeing people reviewing albums and stuff, and people their favorite artists, and that's something that I kind of parallel to or think about when I view it. And I saw Big Business tweet this of The Weeknd doesn't give a fuck about his Trilogy fans, and he does whatever he wants and pisses them off every single time, and he doesn't care.
We haven't got an album like Trilogy in fucking 10 years.
If you can't name the 3 mixtapes that compile Trilogy, then you don't have a right to be upset.
Trilogy's made of 3 mixtapes?
Exactly. And I remember explaining this to somebody when I bought, and I'm dead broke. This is 2013. Dead broke. And I bought Trilogy. And she was like, but you already have the 3 mixtapes. I'm like, yeah, but it's remastered. Each comes with a new song, and it might be different because all of it's sequenced now. It's all in one spot. She's like, but why are you buying it if you have it already? I'm like, you just don't understand.
You don't get it.
You don't get it. And then there's people that their fandom started at Trilogy Forward. It's like, but you didn't even listen to these mixtapes when they were just 6 songs.
Original. You
didn't listen to them. You don't know. You didn't listen to this unmixed where you could hear how bad it's mixed, but you could hear that like that's his voice.
I think that was the biggest thing that I noticed from him right off the bat. But yeah, that was the first thing I noticed him. I was like, oh, what? I was like, I have never once heard a voice like that in my life. It doesn't sound sonically because of it wasn't mastered the greatest, but I was like, I've never heard that before. That sounds
you could tell like, oh, that's different, and what he's talking about and everything, which is great. But also, you got to understand that artists evolve, and it's like you can't please everybody, because people will complain that, oh well, all he's doing is just the same lyrics over and over again. He's talking about something new, dude. You're not poor anymore.
Yeah.
Tell me what it's like to be living in Calabasas.
And then guess what? Then they talk about something new. It's like, I want to hear the old shit.
No, but talk about that on Trilogy drums, please. It's like I found a better producer, guys.
Yeah, and not even that. The sound has changed.
And my producer's gotten way better. So like,
I'm trying to create a new sound here.
And if you pay attention to everything he's done, every album he changes it, the aesthetic of it. He develops a whole new what you said. What we talked about on Saturday is like he develops his own universe.
Yeah,
his own character, his own sound. There's a theme. It's well thought out. And you can't say one's the same as the other.
To me, it's kind of like a movie. It's so cinematic with how he does, because he gets into these caricatures. Like that's why it was so genius to have Jim Carrey, because he is the best caricature of all time. When like his different, like his range in terms of like the notoriety of the different characters he's played as an actor.
Yeah,
and that's who I think Weeknd is in terms of amongst the musicians. Like he's the only, like for me, he's the only one that I've seen that could do a different type of caricature every single album to the extent that which he does do it,
and how versatile he is. Of like, you can think about on Reminder, where he actually raps a little bit. He would never say like he's a backpack rapper or anything like that. Wouldn't. But the stuff that he's doing in that voice, and he's actually it's like oh, he's like kind of like rapping right now, and just the different lanes he could go into, and everything from when you first heard him, which my first introduction to him was Loft Music from House of Balloons. That was the first song I ever heard, to where it's at now, to where at Dawn FM, it's like, bro, this dude's grown so much. And it's almost, I think it's 10 years exactly. 2011 was the first time I heard him. So in the 10 years of me knowing this artist.
What was the 10? It was I think it was in.
Last year was a 10-year anniversary.
The 10 year of Trilogy.
What? No,
House of Balloons. House of Balloons. It was
yes.
House of Balloons. Yeah. Trilogy was.
But the first time I heard it was 2011, because I know I was going into my senior year of high school.
Yeah, Trilogy was 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trilogy was because that was my freshman year of college. That's how I kind of mark it.
Yeah.
That's how I mark it. Yeah. But so in the span of 10 years, this dude went from singing about girls doing coke to now he's singing about girls doing coke, but he did it at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And now he's doing it with Jim Carrey narrating an album.
Yeah,
and Quincy Jones telling a story.
And he may or may not be dating Angelina Jolie.
Or he did at one point.
Exactly. Like let's think about what are you doing here?
What he's doing. It's like
context.
The growth of that. And if you can't appreciate that, if you constantly just like, I want him, he would not be able to perform at the Super Bowl if he only made Trilogy.
No, I want to hear Trilogy.
Yeah. Hey, bro. No. This is trash. It's like, is it though?
It to me, like when, because I've seen, oh my god, there's no, and I have a good friend of mine who is like that, where he's after Trilogy he's lost it for. I was like, did you listen to Wanderlust? Did you? Yeah. Because I'm telling you this right now. It's not sonically it sounds different. Yes, he is not saying too much different things.
Yeah, listen to Adaptation on Kissland. Kissland. We're talking about Kissland.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to Birds
or Kissland. Yeah. Well, I said Wanderlust. My bad.
Yeah, Wanderlust is a song on Kissland.
Yeah, my bad. I'm tweaking right now.
But if you listen to Kissland, he's talking about the same shit, and it's different. He was in Japan.
He made that whole album. Like you
watching, and if you know the story, every night when he was in the studio recording songs, he was watching Japanese porn.
Yeah, while he's making it.
While he's making it in the studio, and he's inspired by just the culture, and like that's why it's styled that way with the neon green colors and just.
And guess what? He shot his videos in Japan. He had Japanese directors. He had everything. Like he engulfed.
When you unpack it, it's like, oh, this is art, and that's what music's supposed to be.
And he even said it too. He's like, I didn't leave Toronto fucking 19, 20 years of my life.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to go as furthest as I can from this. And he
went to the furthest thing?
I went to the opposite side of the world, which is Japan, and he lived there.
Yeah.
He's like, how could I have ever imagined this?
Dude, and that's what's cool. Is like it becomes a legend.
Yeah.
Now you become from just a music artist to now, this is a story.
Yeah.
And everybody has their own, and you start looking at, the past generations of their favorite artists. whether it be Prince, whether it be Michael Jackson, whether it be anybody, and they never made the same music. It was they came up with a theme, and at somewhere along the line, I don't know what generation it started. You know what? Honestly, when it started, streaming platforms or where it started with whenever the shuffle button got introduced, that's when albums didn't really matter anymore.
Yeah,
like themes, people lost the value and importance of themes, cohesion, stories. In it, nobody cares
because I could just shuffle, go to a different album, go do this. Like it
was
like, too ready. It was too accessible. So where they didn't honestly, and now I'm thinking about it, it probably made it a lazy experience for the user.
People become lazy listeners. You're not digesting it in the way it's intended. Like I equate that to fine dining, and I took you to Sugarfish for your first time before we saw Emotional Oranges, and we ordered the
cocaine.
The Trust Me, and I told you in this restaurant they give you one by one. It's a 6-course, 5-course, and you're not allowed to add anything to it. You have to eat it exactly like it is on the plate, as it's intended, as the chef intended you to do it. If you add soy sauce, you're gonna get shamed in this restaurant because
because guess what? You're not the chef.
Yeah, exactly. And they won't even put the soy sauce on the table for you to give you the chance to fuck it up.
Have fun trying to ask for that.
Because if I gave you, put the soy sauce there and I was like, and by the way, you can't use that. It's like, why the fuck do you have it here then? Yeah. I'm going to use it because
guess what? If you have soy sauce, you're going to use soy sauce on every single fucking course. Now you're just going to be eating soy sauce.
And it's like, well, that just ruined whatever I just created right here. You're missing out on flavors because your soy sauce is masking the taste. And I equate that the same, that's my parallel for music is, okay, well, I know this artist cares about his art. Let me listen to it at least the first time in sequential order.
Yeah, the way it's intended.
The way it's intended. And when you do that, there's a couple songs where you don't even realize you're into the next song until 30 seconds in. You're like, oh, fuck, I'm in the next song.
Yeah.
Unless you're watching it on your screen. But it's like, these transitions are perfect. I think even, I can't confirm the exact song, but I think the intro to one of the songs is a reference to, I think, one of the songs on Echo of Silence or something like from his past album. It's almost the same sound that he used as the intro to one of his songs. And it's just the beat.
I noticed that it wasn't with Echoes of Silence. It was
one of his earlier projects.
It was a different project. And I was like, I've heard that before.
Exactly. And I've been waiting.
What the intention is behind that, I don't know, but he leaves that up into interpretation. Which is cool.
You might have saw my story, like where he called it Dawn FM, and he's been slow walking us about this theme, the night theme from dusk to dawn, and the sun's gonna come up, and it's when he's what song is it where he's walking through the hills and he's talking about like I'll only call you when it's 5:30.
The hills,
yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the actual lyrics. I only call you when it's 5:30. What's that? That's fucking dawn. And there's a sequential theme when you go back. It's almost like when you watch Pulp Fiction, and it's like time. It's showing you the end. Kind of, it's going all over the place. But if you pay attention, there's a theme here, and that's the beauty, not behind the madness, but that's the beauty with his projects and that's what's been missing in music. To where, contrast to that, Gunna's album is just a bunch of singles, and that's not to diminish it because they're all bangers.
Hey, listen to Gunna's album. Good album.
But if you were to ask Gunna what the theme is, he's gonna say drip. He's gonna say drip, and that's not even a knock. That's not a knock.
But you need both.
Exactly.
You need both.
I'm not saying it only needs to be this. And you brought up a good correlation when we were talking about artists the other day. You brought up Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
You don't just listen. You don't cherry pick Pink Floyd songs from an album.
It's that when I was listening to Dawn FM, that was the closest thing I could correlate that to. I was like, it was the first time I heard Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon. I was like, this is its own experience. Like you shouldn't be shuffling it. And people bring it up all the time. It's about the setting.
Yeah.
Like I know with the Weeknd, I know with certain artists, I need to be in a certain setting. And
I was driving at night when I heard it, and I was like, this is perfect.
I may or may not have gotten to my truck. Away from people. I was like, I need to.
And then we also watched the Twitch live stream.
Yeah, I did too.
Which that's perfect because he said we're listening to this together.
Yeah,
these are the time zones in which it starts, and you download Twitch, Amazon Music Channel, and he's forcing you to listen to this album in order, so you could hear it the way he intended.
Yeah,
because I know right away what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to your downloading platform, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, whichever your preference.
You're gonna go just look at the features.
And you're gonna look at the features. You're gonna look at which songs are highlighted and starred of like these ones are the most streamed, and you're gonna listen to those. And then there's gonna be songs that are gonna get lost in the ether.
Again, lazy listening.
Exactly. And then you're gonna get mad.
Or you know what people do as well? They'll start like clicking on everyone for like the first 10 seconds. All right, I don't like this beat.
This is annoying to me.
Yeah, it's like,
oh my fuck.
It's people like that. It's like, you need to relax.
Yeah, like, hey, he's trying to just
you got spoon fed too long.
Hey, how about this? Lose expectations, because you don't know what this album's gonna be. So why would you have an expectation to begin with?
Oh, I wanted this to be kind of like Trilogy and
he hasn't given you Trilogy since Trilogy.
Yeah,
he hasn't given you Trilogy since Trilogy, and he's talking about the same things, but he's giving it to you in a different way. And it's like, yeah, I used to do coke with girls in a bathroom. Now I do it in a house in the hills.
Yeah.
Now I do it,
and it may be one of your most favorite fucking actresses of all time.
I can't get rid of her.
Yeah,
because she loves the good time that I am.
And guess what? She might also have a husband.
Exactly.
I'm in a different time, guys.
And I may be in love with her, but I'm scared of commitment.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not the same when I was 19. Mm-hmm. I'm scared, but for different reasons. And I'm gonna tell you the reasons.
Yeah, I love you. I hate that I can't have you, but honestly, I'm afraid of commitment.
Yeah.
So I think this is probably just the best thing that we could do.
How about we just focus on
and maybe sometimes I feel like we're out of time. And we used to be best friends. So here we go. You start going through the theme of the album. But he's literally telling you a story. And if you listen to it, like, I know a lot of people don't know this band, Wet Bays, but it has that same psychedelic type of Tame Impala type feel to it. And it's beautiful, bro. Like, what you also need to do is look at what real music people are saying about the album. Like Timbaland, who's one of the greatest producers of all time, was listening to it. And producers listen to music very differently. And he's produced, let's just say Missy Elliott. That's just one. And his production.
Hold on, disrespect Nelly Furtado like that.
Yeah, and Nelly Furtado, the promiscuous girl, and Justin Timberlake. And you could go down the list of every artist that he's worked with, and he has that ear. He's one of the greatest producers of our generation, and he's saying like this, and he grew up during Michael Jackson's prime. And he's like, this is his Thriller. You guys got to pay attention and listen to what he's going. The production is seamless.
Yeah.
It's the highest of quality. It's like, this is almost too good. It's like listening to the Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars album.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I listened to Dawn FM probably like 4 times through without listening to Gunna. Mm-hmm. And then I listened to Gunna.
And no disrespect. You appreciate it.
Well, not that because you have to have both. Yeah. You need both. And obviously, I was listening to Gunna when I was at the gym, and I was just like, okay,
that's proper music.
That's proper music. Oh, this is good. Like, I like this. But I'm going to be honest, guys. We're talking about apples and oranges here. Mm-hmm. I'm like, one, no disrespect. Gunna, in and out. Mm-hmm. The Weeknd's gonna be a fucking French Canadian 9-course meal in fucking Alberta.
Don't
Canada.
do him that. Okay, let's take it back. Let's just say Gunna's Mastros, right?
Yes.
He's a Mastros.
Yes.
All the girls are gonna want to go there. They're gonna take a picture of the menu. They're gonna say like, if you don't take me to Mastros, then we can't go out, type of thing. Bougie, right? You're gonna want to, and then we're gonna go after you go to Mastros, probably the club, and that's where you're gonna want to hear Gunna.
Yeah.
Right. But let's just say you go to a different, like you said, a French whatever.
Hey, hold on, 9-course meal for a vacation in Canada for the weekend,
where we're having our 10-year high school reunion.
Always bring it back, folks. Always bring it back.
But
it's
different.
Hey, this is like this is a 3-day thing. Like, no disrespect to like this gun thing. Is like, it's only meant for the night.
Yes.
But
also, I'm not gonna want to. I mean, I could listen to the Weeknd's album in the club, but if you throw on Gunna, yeah, that's probably better for the setting.
Yeah,
probably way better for the setting, and the girls are gonna love it even that much more.
Absolutely.
But yeah, both of those albums dropped. They're both great albums. And just if you haven't listened to it all the way through, give it a chance. Take away all your opinions and expectations, and
do it without distractions too.
And listen to it at night. Sometimes it's just night music. Mm-hmm. Your setting, how you said, listening is all about setting. That's my 2 cents about it.
That's all I gotta say about that.
That's all I gotta say about that.
We could end it off with, we could do this last topic. It doesn't have to be too long because we've already gone an hour plus. I saw photos. I know you saw photos. Single life for Ye. Looks like he's doing pretty well.
Yes, and if you haven't seen Uncut Gems, you should, and then you'll understand what Kanye's doing.
Yeah.
We all saw Uncut Gems.
I saw Uncut Gems.
And I immediately went on Google and
Who is
typed
this woman?
Uncut Gems cast, and I went to the bottom to figure out who the fuck is this woman. I've never seen her before in my life.
Name's Julia Fox.
And that was her first big role. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I'd never seen her before.
No.
Julia Fox. With
two
X's.
Guess what? Now she's been on a few dates with Kanye, from what it seems like.
Yeah.
They hired a photographer. They did a whole little photo shoot.
Hey, bro, look.
That should look gnarly.
They're in this well-known restaurant called Carbone.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Rory Mal said it's burnt out already. Everybody goes there.
Yeah.
But it's a great restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And I clicked the article because I had to get to the bottom of this. I'm
it's
like,
it's like if we did a photo shoot on Moxie.
Right.
Go on. Okay,
right.
Go on.
But yeah, and I look at that. I'm like, you know what? Julia Fox was trending on Twitter not more than 2 weeks ago. For matters that's not in my business, but all I'm going to say is they should be with each other right now because both of their exes are furious. Both of them are furious. Imagine you're Julia Fox's ex, her baby daddy, and now she's just traveling the world with a billionaire.
With one of the most creative, brilliant minds
of our generation.
This generation's ever seen.
Exactly. And he's walking around with fisherman boots.
The fuck is
he's a fucking longshoreman?
Hey, what the fuck?
Nah, he's just long stroking your fucking queen because you couldn't hold your shit down.
Hey, it's this guy's deal.
Hey, and in that moment, you're like, you just gotta chalk it up. You could be mad, furious, but like, fuck. I mean, it's a shame to see that kind of beauty end up with, or constantly be in that kind of turmoil. Because when I saw that, I saw nothing but tweets of like guys wearing like the meme of the guy with his back turned holding his kids, and it says, "I'm not the stepfather. I'm the father that stepped up." Like I'll be the stepfather with this little badass kid.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I don't care
if I got to.
And what do you think Ye was gonna do, bro? His ex-wife is gallivanting around with Pete Davidson. What do you think he was gonna do, bro?
You think he was just gonna?
I mean, he was already out with Arena Shanique or whatever her name is.
Bradley Cooper's ex.
But I'm just saying, he's like, oh.
I love it too because she's like, oh no, we're just friends.
Yeah.
Did he tell you to say that?
Did he tell you to say that? And then, are you talking about the interview?
Yeah.
Where she's like, I'm just along for the ride.
Yeah, which is beautiful.
We literally met 5 days ago, 6 days ago.
You know, we had a beautiful week together. We'll see what happens.
And she's like, I don't know how he did this. All these clothes are my size.
Crazy, right?
It's like he's been examining for a while, or maybe he got in contact with when you get into that level of wealth and you've been that famous for that long.
Oh yeah,
bro. Like, yeah, maybe, you know what? I know the exact costume director that worked on Uncut Gems. Let me just call her and ask her what size she is, and then just have all that flown or not flown, but like have all that from we're in New York. Like, yeah, let me just send an intern down that way to buy everything in those sizes that I think would be cool, and then bring that up. It's not that hard when you got $5 billion.
Nah, you can find a way.
$5 billion and you're Kanye West.
Oh, you can find a way to spend $50,000 very easy.
And it's nothing.
And it's nothing to you.
Because now he has another merger going on with him, with Gap, and I think Balenciaga.
Yeah, they said they're all gonna do a collab together.
Exactly. There goes another B.
Hey, I'm sure he's gonna make some money off of that if I'm a betting man.
I don't know, man, but I'm rooting for it.
You know what? I'm happy. Right place at the right time. I feel like this is what they both need right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're gonna get fucking Hennessy and Amber Rose Kanye. That's not the extremities.
And he's already working on Donda too.
I don't think we're gonna go to that extent. He's a father. He's found God. He doesn't need to go back to that. But he could find a happy medium, a healthy medium.
Hey, bro,
she could be it. She could be it.
She could be it. Hey, and you know what? And nobody's talking about this. He was the Kanye and Drake concert, and he shouted Kim out trying to get her back. And the next day,
she went on a date, or she
contacted her divorce lawyer. Yeah. Okay, that's gonna set him off. All right, I know what I would do if that were to happen to me, and I'm just me.
And if you had that much power and money,
and I'm just me. And then I see Kanye West on a balcony in Miami for New Year's Eve, and he's got 3 half-naked women up there. Exactly, bro. Go off, King. Go off, King.
Hey,
do it, because she's doing worse. And even if she's not, just keep telling yourself that she is.
Hey, it's gonna make you feel better.
Just keep telling yourself that she is, because if you think she's not doing worse, you're gonna start second guessing, and you're gonna start veering off the path.
Hey man, just live your life, King. I'm not gonna be mad at whatever.
Think she's doing worse, so you could do better.
It's a bar.
Maybe it's a prescription.
maybe it's exactly what the doctor ordered. You know.
Hey, if that's a not that you're trying to outdo each other in a breakup, but.
No, but also you can't be having a certain type of previous resentment or feeling like, oh, what if, or the what if. Hey,
if you keep holding out for hope,
that's bro, you want to talk about a losing battle.
That's a losing battle, bro.
Hey, bro, I'm not saying it's fucking yell or fucking take him out to the backyard and put him down, but that's the closest thing I could think of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is the closest thing.
But good for you, bro.
Good for him, bro. I'm glad he's not holding out hope.
You
could hold out your hand for hope as long as you want. And at some point, you gotta start wondering what's her hands doing. At some point, you gotta wonder
what are your hands not doing.
Where are your hands at? Wrap around some dick. Okay, that immediately is gonna make you go to Miami on a balcony with 3 half-naked women just to forget about this scenario.
Hey, you can. And how about this? Why can't you have both? If you want to hold out hope, you know what? If it does happen, so be it. Cherry on top. I'm also gonna keep.
So I'm supposed to say no to these 3.
I'm a single man. I could also,
You could be in Palm Springs with Dave, but you're mad at me because 3? I mean, I know the bar. I did say one good girl's worth 1,000 bitches, but don't be mad when the 1,000 bitches shows up. And don't be mad.
Hey, and you're gonna have to see them.
You loved the bar when I said one good girl's worth 1,000 bitches. You're the good girl that left. 1,000 bitches need to fill your place at some point.
Hey, what do you want me to do? I literally told you the fucking playbook. I gave you the ratio. I gave you the ratio. You heard it. You sang it.
I put you on a pedestal. You jumped off of it. Now these thousands of bitches are trying to get on the pedestal.
You know what? And I get. It's a scale, but you know what? You can't get mad at him.
Well, I mean, the scale, it doesn't weigh the same when she's not on it anymore. When she don't want to be there.
It's not much of a scale then.
It's not.
Shout out the boy.
Shout out him, bro. Oh, and also, we forgot, bro. Jeff Bezos. And I'm calling him, I'm not mispronouncing it on purpose or on accident. It's on purpose. He was wearing the tightest Casablanca shirt I have ever seen with heart-shaped glasses and white jeans. Did you not see this?
I did not see this.
This was all over fucking Twitter, bro.
I've been off of social media for a little bit.
No, you haven't.
I haven't been on it frequently.
I'm just gonna show you so we get an authentic. Oh, and look at him around 1,000 bitches. Look at him just chilling on a yacht.
That's Jeff Bezos, bro.
What am I looking at here? This is a character out of fucking Scarface.
Right?
Or
y'all didn't know he's fucking Cuban now?
I didn't know he's Cuban and he's in Ibiza at the moment.
Yes, bro.
That's him?
That's him, bro. Living life.
Hey, good for you, Jeff.
Bro, y'all need to stop fucking with these billionaires.
If you think you're going to one-up them.
Look, you're not buying drip, but you guys, he owns the yacht that all your favorite IG girls are partying on. Mm-hmm. He's gonna thug through it. You're not gonna make fun of him for long. He can't dress to save his life. That's not what I'm saying.
Hey.
But you know what that outfit tells me?
But he also knows his strengths.
That outfit tells me he's doing a lot of coke, or at least providing it.
Hey, he's trying.
And honestly, do you need drip if you have coke? The girls are gonna come either way.
Hey, bro. I'm not saying it's a tale that's all this time, but you've known or heard about many fucking of these drug dealers getting these bitches like, hey, bro, you're not. I mean,
you're not the best looking person.
No, you don't have the best personality. Oh, I get it.
Oh, you just have supplying them. You have the vegan coke.
Fuck
the vegan coke. You get the vegan drip. Exactly, bro. You don't need. Jeff is like, hey, I'm chilling. That's fine. They're gonna party around me. I could pay your little tuition. I could pay for a little BBL.
Hey, I could buy your college.
I could buy you. It ain't gonna be as much as your college, but hey, we're gonna be for a wild ride on a yacht. Like Taylor's all the time, bro. Do you want to be crying in a Sentra or a Bugatti?
You could be crying on your bed, or you could be crying on a jet ski in Tulum,
or Ibiza. These women making choices because these men are.
Hey, you know what? They're both making great decisions. They're doing exactly what they need to be doing at the moment. I'm not saying that's going to be long.
Is that what you need to do? That's so pathetic of you. You're scum. Really? Really?
I'm scum.
Hey, but you're showcasing and setting up photo shoots as well. because the Kardashians own the paparazzi.
Yeah, they do.
And I gotta see this every time I open my Bird app.
Hey, and how about this? Why can't you do both? Hey,
I could want my family back.
I could, or that. I was gonna say, I could, if I'm Jeff, I'm like, I can also. I'm still trying to do the world good, and I could still be partying at times. I could still throw these events.
We're trying to solve world hunger on this yacht. You don't even know about it. We're not allowed to talk about it.
You know it.
Mm-hmm. Solve world hunger. Tell no one.
I can't cancel myself again.
But he's not Jeff Bezos anymore. That's Jeff Bezos. He's fucking Cuban.
Bro, he's gone.
It's just him and Mr. 305, bro. Pitbull. It's just them two. Hey,
who's Mr. Worldwide at this point?
He's Mr. Worldwide.
He's got to be.
He's trying to go to space, or he did go to space, bro.
Oh, he's intergalactic wide.
He's intergalactically known.
Yeah, that's what what it's come down to be.
Duh, bro, he about to take your queen to Mars. You don't even know about
bro,
it. You ain't even know it.
He's gonna get near the stars, near my babies.
The Marias.
Bro, if he gets near my constellation, I'll fucking.
Yo, what?
You don't even want to know. I can't even finish that sentence. I got in such anger right now. I just fucking read.
He's like, I know he bought you these stars, but do you want to see them? Like, for real?
Well played, Jeff.
Well played.
Well played.
She's like, but how can't, they're so far away and they're just burning gas? It doesn't even make sense. He's like, I figured it out, though.
Hey.
She's like, but you're not a scientist. Let me take that back. You didn't hear me. I paid the person to figure it out
for me. Hey, how about this? Don't you worry your little head about this. Mm-hmm. I'll figure this out for us.
He's we're about to be in this jet going hyper speed. It'd be dope if I got hyper head. It'd be fucking sick.
All right, guys, we got way too long. It's came down to hyperhead. Clearly, we don't know what we're saying. It's been too long.
No, I know what I'm saying. Hey, Jeff, that's a prescription. If you haven't said that bar yet, take that one. That's a free one.
That's a freebie right there.
That's a freebie.
Thank you guys this week for tuning in. It was a great episode. You guys be safe out there. Keep forming those good habits. Keep changing. Keep doing what's best for you.
I keep thinking of more. We got to end this podcast.
I know. That's why I fucking stopped.
Do you think that she could still moan as they break the sound barrier?
Hey, we'll find a way.
Find a way.
Hey, if there's a will, there's a way. Hey, if not, I'll fucking die trying.
He's all texting his doctor. He's like, all right, question. Is this going to be detrimental to my health that I pop this rhino before we go into outer space?
Or is it only going to further advance my health?
His doctor's like, there's only one way to find out.
He's all chief.
And if you come back, fucking salute.
Hey, you're working with powers that I've never heard of. Hey, how about this? You let me know.
You let me know, Chief. You let me know, Jeff. I'm never going to experience what that's like.
Hey, but I sure like to know about it.
Bro, when he flies out there with your queen
to visit my babies
and to go see the babies you bought, and you just, even if he don't make it back, that's a salute. That's a fucking salute. So and he's gonna be in his casket with the fucking Puerto Rican flag on top, not even the American flag. It's not even, it's gonna be the Cuban flag, the Puerto Rican flag,
Dominican
flag. The Dominican flag just layered on top of his casket as they carry him off.
He's gonna have a canvas of the 3 fucking flags.
Of the 3.
Oh, that's fucking hysterical. You know what, guys? I'd love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
God, we've really.
That's as far as we're gonna take it.
Yeah, we can't take it any further. We went from fucking high school graduations in Big Bear to this. This is hysterical. All right, guys, y'all be safe out there. Please comment, like, subscribe, rate 5 stars, tell a friend, tell a family member, tell anybody.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be here, and please, y'all be good out there. Till next week.
Be easy.
Deuces.
Later.